Nocterra issue 13 from Image Comics. So like always, we start off with the flashback before the big PM, and this is where M discovers that his parents who abandoned him are still alive, and not only are they still alive, but they live somewhere nearby. And we will get reoccurring flashbacks to this moment throughout the entire issue. I have no idea why. I have no idea what M meeting his birth parents 13 years ago has anything to do with what's going on now. Maybe it'll tie into the story in some way, or maybe it's just developing M's character. If it's the latter, I really don't see the point in it. Like, this should have been something that came up earlier in the series, if at all. But I guess we'll see. I don't see the point in this. To me, at this point in time, it just feels like we're wasting pages. I also just really don't care, because whatever happens in the past isn't going to have too big of a change here in the future. It's not like M's going to be acting differently in any way. We know nothing completely terrible is going to happen to him, because he was happy-go-lucky when issue 1 came out. We know it's not going to hurt his relationship with his sister. So what exactly is going to lead to, I just don't see the importance at this point in time. But I'm willing to wait and see. But then we cut to the present day, where we see Bill is still alive. He did not die in issue 11. He had somehow survived, despite the fact that, he sank into the water where the giant squid-like shades got him. And we just see like a flashback where he's sinking into the water, and then the shades are like getting at him, and that's when he meets the king of the shades, and they rip up his body to pieces, and then put him back together as this new kind of creature. I don't know what exactly to call him. He's not a nocturne anymore. He is kind of like a nocturne, but now he has like tentacles and stuff. Anyways, he wants to make an offer with the group, with the Sundog convoy. Basically, he also seems to have gone into the head of M. I guess somehow when M was being turned into a shade in earlier issues, his memories or whatever got linked with the shades, and they are able to like see into his memories, and now they've relayed that to Bill, because Bill knows things that he shouldn't know unless he had somehow read M's mind. So he wants to make a deal with them that basically why don't we work together until we get into EOS, at which point in time I think he wants to destroy EOS so that the shades can completely take over, and in return, the convoy can become like the right-hand man, or I should say the right-hand group of the king of the shades. That's kind of what I'm getting at here. Either way, the offer gets turned down. They end up shooting this laser light beam at Bill and just completely destroy half of his head. But of course, he's still alive. But they end up just running down the road regardless. And they come across EOS. And it's this giant crater in the ground with the huge dome poking out. And it's just completely covered with a bunch of shades. And Valve offers to go down there. She says, I'm a nocturne myself. They can't detect me, because of just the way my body is and the nano coating. Shades can't see me, so I should be able to move right through them. And the coordinates to get into EOS are somewhere down there. So I'll go down there and I'll try to see if I can find it. And they tell her, it's a bad idea, because even though they can't detect you, if any of your blood is exposed, even just a tiny cut, they can sense you. And she's like, well, then I'll try not to get cut. And I guess we should be thankful that it's not her time of the month. So she goes down there, she starts digging. But as she's digging and clawing out the dirt and stuff like that, she cuts herself. I mean, who didn't see that coming? And all the shades see her. And all the shades are able to see that Valve is there. They start going after her. M obviously decides to send the convoy in to try to save her. And I will leave it at that. I don't want to spoil anything else. So overall, I thought this was an interesting story. It's good. Like, maybe it's because I just finished reading and reviewing Radiant Black, which just seems to be spinning its wheels in the mud at times. It's good to see a series where like we're just pushing forward with the story with every issue. I will say, like I said earlier, I don't really see what the flashbacks to M as a small child meeting his biological parents has to do with anything. I don't think they're important people because when we see M meeting them, they're like in a rundown house in what looks like a poor part of the city. So I don't think they're important figures. Maybe this meetup is going to somehow play into future issues. I don't know. I will just say that at this point in time, it seems like it's just kind of like a waste. Like there have been times in the past where Scott Snyder always likes to start off the Nocterra issues with flashbacks, and he likes to try to give like some kind of like philosophical message, which just doesn't really land. At least not with me. Like I really just don't care. And a lot of the flashbacks are just stuff that like I don't care. I don't care about what happened back then. Like it's fine if you just here's what happened before the big PM. Here's me. Here's how I met my brother and got adopted to this family. Here's how the big PM started. Here's what happened to our family when it happened. And now here's the situation that we're in. All right, there you go. You're done. We don't need to keep flashing back to stories where it's just kind of repeating itself. I was born into darkness. I was born into light. It's like I don't care. Like I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It feels like it's trying to be poetic, philosophical, but it's just not. It just kind of comes across as cheesy and cringe. Just give me the basic story. The story itself is fun. We're in a world where the sun has been blocked out. The world is cast in darkness for years. People have created settlements made out of light because that's the only thing keeping them safe from these creatures that live in the darkness and feast on humans. And anything that's in the darkness, be it animals, plants, birds, fish, whatever, anything that stays in the darkness for a while become these monsters. And now these people are on this journey to try to bring the light back. Like, that sounds cool. Just focus on that. We don't need to keep going and having flashbacks. And here's M, and he was abandoned by his birth parents. But, he found that they live nearby, so he's going to go see them. But maybe they're not going to be so welcoming to him. Like, I don't care. What does that have to do with what's going on in the present day? That's kind of how I feel. I feel like, we're just focusing on things that we don't really need to focus. Just focus on the actual story itself. I don't know. You tell me. You agree? You disagree? I feel like it's just kind of slowing down the story and holding it back a bit. Like, I don't really care about any of that stuff. I tend to just kind of, at this point in time, I'm just kind of skimming through it. Like, I do read it. Like, I read it so I know what's going on, but I'm just reading through it as fast as I can so I can just get to the actual good stuff, which is all the present day stuff. That's the stuff that I really am interested in. I don't really care about any of this flashback stuff. So the less of it, the better. But I think we're going to be getting more of it because M's flashback isn't done with this issue. It kind of ends in a cliffhanger, which I'm not going to spoil in case anyone wants to read this. But overall, I would say that I enjoy this issue. I've liked the story so far. I like where it's going. I'm interested to see, how it plays out. Are they going to be able to bring the light back? What's going to happen? And then just the world building between the Shades and Eos and the light beings and stuff like that. We get more of them here. We're probably going to get more in the next issue. So all that stuff is kind of interesting. So just focus on that. But there you go. There's Nocterra issue 13 by Image Comics. I liked it. I still recommend this series. Go check it out if you want something fun to read. Just know that it's one of those series that you can't just jump into. This is basically like a TV series where every issue is an episode. And it's an overarching story. You can't just skip an issue or just jump right in. There is no jumping on point. You got to read from issue 1 and go through it all. Or if you don't want to do that, I guess you can just track down all my reviews for it. I do go through every single issue. I think I missed like the first 2, but when I did jump into it with issue 3, I did go and I recap everything from the previous 2. So yeah, I'm just kind of rambling at this point. This is something that if you want to jump into it, you got to go from issue 1 or just watch my videos and then jump into it. But it's an interesting story. I like it. Just focus more on the present day stuff and less on the past stuff. There you go. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that bell for a notification. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far. And I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlist that you guys see. And I hope to see you guys next time. Later.